Hey, what's up? This is Gizmo. Today we're going to talk about the Xbox One versus the PlayStation 4. We're going to compare their stats, their specs, different things we've heard about them, official and unofficial. So we're going to try to figure out which system is the best one for you. So we're going to start with the basics. Each one comes loaded with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. A lot of stuff is going to be stored into the cloud, so 500 gigabytes for me is definitely enough. Games will be stored in the cloud with Microsoft and PlayStation, so you don't really have to worry about running out of space for certain things. I think everything is going to be more focused on the cloud gaming and, just kind of having a game there to play. Certain things are going to end up being streamed, like with PlayStation or older games, but we'll get into that. So 500 gigabyte hard drive, boom, they even up head to head. Now the issue of DRM is digital rights management. Basically, if you are have a used game or something and you don't own the game, it'll connect to the internet and figure it out. Oh, you don't own this game, you're blocked, that type of thing. Basically it just checks if you have the rights to play that game. But apparently you have to connect to the internet every 24 hours to make sure. Whoa, we just got some extremely huge breaking news. Literally, as I just finished doing this video and rendering it out, we just got news that Microsoft is pulling the 24-hour internet check thing. The chief wrote a blog post on Microsoft saying, after a one-time system setup with the new Xbox One, you can play any disc-based game without ever connecting online again. This is huge. This really lines the two systems up big time. I knew Microsoft was waiting to figure out something and they were going to do something. This is great news for people who don't have internet connections. Another huge thing is used game sales and stuff. They really cleared it up. They said, quote, trade in, lend, resell, gift, and rent disc-based games just like you do today. So there are no restrictions with that. They are uplifting everything that really bothered Xbox One fans. So it'll work just as it does today on Xbox 360. So very exciting news. This is literally huge news. I literally just got this. There's no 24-hour internet check. I have to go re-edit the video, but this is massive. This is official. The game is on. The console war is on. This is crazy. So yeah, Xbox, big news. A huge thing is backwards compatibility. Neither of them have it out of the box, so you can't take an Xbox 360 game and put it into your Xbox One and expect it to even play. It probably won't even read it. What will happen with the PlayStation is the same thing, but Sony is saying that they're offering their games via the cloud, I guess some type of streaming service. So I don't know if you have to rebuy the game or re-enter a code in. I don't really know how that's going to work. They haven't explained that, but apparently we will be able to play our older games somehow connected through the internet. So backwards compatibility, if you think about it, a lot of people complain, oh, why can't I stick this Xbox game in the new system? We never did that with Nintendo or Super Nintendo to N64 or N64 to GameCube. It was always a completely new system. So there's certain technologies that don't allow the newer systems to read what the older microchips that are installed into the current gen that we have now. It just doesn't allow them to read the disc properly and the graphics and understand how it works. So that's the main reason why there's no out-of-the-box backwards compatibility. You would basically have to stuff like an Xbox 360 chip inside the Xbox One chip as well. It would just be a lot of work and a lot of money, and a lot of people are going to end up not playing 360 games much longer. But for me, I'm keeping my Xbox 360 and my PlayStation. If I want to play my games, I'll be able to have them right there out of the box. And, I'm going to play retro gaming in 5 years. So I'm going to keep all my current systems, and that's how I do backwards compatibility. Now the PlayStation 3 sported a Blu-ray DVD drive. You could watch Blu-ray movies on it. It was really cool. It got updated through the internet so you could watch 3D support, all that good stuff. And the Xbox One had a HD DVD, which was their competitor back then a long time ago, but that was through a separate attachment. But anyway, the Xbox 360 could only read DVDs, and finally now we are getting Blu-ray support, Blu-ray/DVD. There will be perfect equivalents of reading digital devices, media on discs, and yeah, so it's another thing they're tied up with, Blu-ray DVD support. Now the specifications for the graphics are kind of similar. There's slight differences that add advantages over each other. We have a different kind of RAM that PlayStation is using, which works in a different way, and it's actually going to help like shaders and stuff be a little better. But Microsoft is talking about using their cloud servers to help render graphics better, particles and probably shader types of things. So we don't really know until we actually see them, like face to face, the same game, how it handles, the graphics if one's less or the other. PlayStation usually has a slight advantage on graphics. Xbox looks great, of course, but I really am anticipating seeing what this cloud processing can do. It'll help alleviate, some muscle work having to go down on your actual system. It'll all be happening over the internet, and if there's some type of particle effect that requires a lot of RAM, we won't even be using our Xbox One for that. It'll be coming from the server and being streamed over somehow. Technology is crazy. Now for the motion sensors, what we have is the Kinect. The Kinect 2, I guess you could say, it's been improved in every way. It's got a wide array speakers, microphones, so it can pick you up from all around the room. The camera's been improved 1080p. It just works so much better. It's smarter, it's faster. The voice recognition is almost instant, probably. They say it's instant, but we'll see what happens with that. With the PlayStation Eye, used to be the little box thingy. They obviously improved it, and it's much bigger. It looks like a Kinect now. So there's going to be motion gaming, but they haven't really showcased anything for the PlayStation Eye much that, compared to Microsoft with the Kinect, where it's pretty much the heart and soul of the Xbox One, where you could talk to it, you could, wave your hand around, direct things. Like, it's built into the system, and you could use it for pretty much everything. There's Skype built into the Microsoft Xbox One. You could do Skype things, Skype calls with your friends, really cool. They haven't really showed too much with PlayStation, with what you could do with the Eye. And the Eye has always kind of been like a side thing for PlayStation. There's not really many core games or anything crazy must-have that requires the Eye. The Kinect is kind of crazy. It could somehow see beneath your skin or something and figure out your blood flow and your heart rate levels. I don't know how it works, but it could see your finger movements. I'm supposing your eye movements and what you're looking at exactly, but it can pretty much read your heart rate. That's kind of creepy, but it can also help translate into a game of what's happening. If you're getting, scared, or your adrenaline's starting to pump up in a game, they could change something visually. Like, it could get blurrier if your heart rate goes up, or music can come in. It could be really cool if the developers use that in the proper way. With Sony's PlayStation DualShock Move controller, that is pretty much all they have. It's just a controller with the light on the back, but you can move it like this and do all the whole gyroscope thing like the Wii. So that's pretty much it for PlayStation's motion for now. I mean, you could do stuff like Kinect, but we haven't really seen what their intentions are with it, so we have to hold on with that. But for now, I would definitely say the Kinect is a clear winner, because Microsoft is putting a big gung-ho push towards Kinect and motion and using your voice. It's not just casual games. There's so many things you could use it for that complements your game experience. So we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely excited for the new version of Kinect. The good old gaming controller, you can't go wrong with it. I just touched a little about it with PlayStation's. It has the light on there. The PlayStation controller's DualShock. They made the little handheld parts a little longer. It's a little more comfortable in your hand. There's a share button now. You could like share your videos or screenshots and stuff with friends, which is pretty cool. If you're like, doing some crazy fight move and you want to click share, tap it, show it to your friends, and boom, you're done. Throw it up on Ustream, YouTube. The PlayStation controller, what I like, it has a speaker, which is kind of like the Wii remote, which is old, but having a speaker on your controller is kind of cool. It adds a little, depth to your experience and what's happening if it's your turn and maybe the controller dings or something. But another really cool thing on the PlayStation controller is a touchpad on the front, so you could basically kind of touch through menus, swipe through, blah blah blah, go all through wherever you want to do. It's kind of like the PlayStation Vita, basically the same exact technology built right into the controller. The DualShock stereo vibration is really cool to me because you can kind of feel left and right as to where something's happening on the right side, it moves over to the left, that kind of thing. The Xbox controller is looking really cool. They did about 40 something different changes, some subtle, some not so subtle. They move things around. There's another type of share button where you could upload your videos to a server. You could play it through the cloud and have people stream and watch it. The thing I like with the Xbox controller is there's vibration on each of the triggers, so you could kind of feel like, I guess, some slight vibration if you're like pressing a gun trigger button. That's really cool. There's no motion to the Xbox controller, where you don't really need, because the Kinect will probably see your hands moving like this if it needs to interact in that way. They can both work together. They can see you leaning and all that type of thing, so it doesn't really require that. I really have to play with both controllers, but I'm really kind of leaning towards the Xbox One because I like the vibration in each controller trigger, plus the main vibration. They move the battery pack around so your fingers aren't bumping into the thing. There's a lot of improvements done, and it's been designed better, much more comfortable in the hand. So, if you really want to get hardcore and playing a game, I think the Xbox One controller is really going to be cool. Now, as far as exclusives, Xbox is a clear winner. I think they've already sucked over all the franchises that used to be exclusive to PlayStation, like Metal Gear and Resident Evil. Now, Xbox gets pretty much everything that used to be exclusive, other than a few select titles from PlayStation. But we have Gears of War, Halo, there's Titanfall, there's Rise, Dead Rising 3, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive. There's so many games coming out, even launch title games that are exclusive to the Xbox One. And of course there's Assassin's Creed 4 and other games that are not exclusive, and they're coming out across all the systems, which are great games. But PlayStation doesn't really have anything, to me, that's like a hardcore seller game launch title. Knack, not really kind of game I'm looking for. It kind of looks like a Banjo-Kazooie game. That's one of their most prominent launch titles that are exclusive. Gran Turismo, I don't really care about racing car games, they're only fun for so long. There's a couple games though, Killzone and Infamous, great games, but I still think there's just not enough, across the board that it's going to be really help to, push sales of the hardware with great games. The thing with PlayStation, they have great games, but not many of them. Uncharted is freaking amazing. Such an epic game. Last of Us, amazing game. The God of War franchise is insane. It's exclusive to PlayStation. So I kind of think the quality balances out the quantity, but it does not say anything bad to the Xbox, where they're saying they don't have quality or quantity in what they release. So I think just Xbox is more consistent on getting better franchises and keeping up with them. Gears of War and Halo, for example, they're just great franchises that keep growing, and they keep having a whole bunch of different things. So out of the box right now, with launch titles and exclusive, I think Xbox has a lot more to offer. Apps and stuff on there, the services. So yeah, Xbox is a clear winner for me for exclusive launch title games. There's a lot more to offer right out of the box. Now let's get to the price. The price is the main killer. Last generation PlayStation was really expensive, and it really affected the sales on the system and the growth for users and stuff. So this time around, Xbox is $499. We're paying $500 for this complete system here. There's a Kinect included in every single Xbox One. You get a controller as well, and then obviously the system. The PlayStation 4 is $399. It is a clear $100 difference, but why? Like, what is happening here? Like, it's a big difference. Why did Microsoft choose to release something $100 more than the PlayStation 4? Now, to clear this up, it's not exactly $399 for all of this. You're getting $399 for the system and the controller. You're not getting the Eye, which isn't really mandatory for the system. With the Xbox, it is. This is $59, so you're going to be paying around almost the same amount of price. It's not going to be much big of a difference. Xbox, Microsoft said they're over-delivering on the value of the system with all the services they offer with the Kinect, which is great technology. The PlayStation Eye is kind of like a weak accessory right now, while this is the heart of the Xbox. So you're paying $399 for the PlayStation 4, which is not a bad deal at all. You're getting an amazing controller. You're getting, an amazing system with crazy graphics, but you're not getting the Eye. You're not getting the full setup. So some people are a little confused as to what you're getting for $399. With Xbox, you're getting everything for $499 right out of the box. So $100 more. You're getting everything you need to play all these Xbox One games. And for the PlayStation 4, you may need to shell out some more money to get the full PlayStation 4 experience. So the price difference is different, yes, but it really depends on what you want to buy. And like I said, what we talked about earlier, graphics are crazy on both systems. Controllers are great. The motion controls are great. The services are great. Finally, PlayStation updated their user interface. It looks much better. It's a lot more like a Xbox Live interface. Xbox Live is really amazing service. Now, while PlayStation used to be free for multiplayers and playing online, that is no more. You now have to be a PlayStation Plus member if you want to play online multiplayers. Now, they kind of kept that a little hush because all the fans were going crazy over the cheaper price point, but they understand they're going to be paying more money now to play online. While it's not that much money, it will help the PlayStation servers grow much more, while Xbox Live have always charged users to play online, and I think that's really helped the service Xbox Live grow. The interface changes. There's always like a spring and a fall update. They're updating things, and the Xbox 360 from the beginning to now, completely night and day system, like software wise and how we experience the user interface and all that type of thing. So I think that'll really help invest in Sony developing a better interface, because that interface on the PlayStation 3 right now is god awful, and it looks like it hasn't changed in 8 years, and it's just, I'm not a big fan of the PlayStation interface. So I'm excited for all these new changes. So I really can't decide. I'm not going to really know until the systems come out, but I'll probably get both of them. I'm going to cave, and I'll probably even get a Wii U, because that Smash Brothers game looks pretty friggin' awesome, and I love Mega Man. But yeah, that's pretty much all we really have to talk about for today. It's up to you. It's your decision. There's a $100 price difference, few different feature changes. You're not going to have used game fees on Xbox One. PlayStation does not include the Eye. Don't really need the Eye. So it really is a matter of if you're, dedicated to Sony or dedicated to Microsoft, or if you're on the fence, indecisive. I don't know. So we'll find out in November, this holiday, 2013, when the systems hit shelves. I don't know what one I'm getting, or maybe Santa will bring me one. Hey Santa, what's up? So thanks for watching our Gizmo chat. We're going to sign out of here for now, because this has been a long video trying to figure out which system is the best value and which one is the best. So you guys can leave a comment down. I definitely want to hear what you guys want to say, but please, no fanboy wars. I don't want to hear any of that crap. don't need any of that, but I'm sure you guys are already arguing right now before I even finish this video and telling you guys to comment. Yeah, look. Nerd. Crazy. He's going crazy. There's some crazy fanboys out there. Thanks for watching. See you soon.